Hello, everyone. It's episode 71 of the Fitness Business Growth Podcast. This is episode 3 of our sales process system. We started with Offer is King and lead generation, and today is lead nurture. I'm with my co-host and business partner, Mitch. How are you, mate?
Hello, I'm well. Looking forward to this.
Me too. So last week we went to Punch Live Boxing, did a bit of a vlog. It was quite successful. People seemed to enjoy it. It was very raw, very unfiltered. It probably won't be everyone's cup of tea.
How long did it take you to edit?
Not that long. It was 3 different videos, and I edited a testimonial right in the middle.
Nice.
Too bad. Well, mate, let's recap the series. So Offer is King, number 1. So having an irresistible offer for people to really, I guess, resonate with, to get them to click more, to generate curiosity. And then once you have that offer, you want to generate leads as opposed to generating traffic or video views or impressions or reach. And now we've got their name, phone number, and email. And the next thing will be lead nurture. And I guess what the next step in that funnel would be, and what we love to death, is the good old-fashioned book a call funnel.
This was revolutionary for us when we started doing it.
It was.
And I think that's why we're such huge advocates for it. Obviously, we've got a lot of success and to back it up now, but it was such a... It gets thrown around a lot, but game changer, but it really was. Yeah. For people to actively book into our calendar and we call them at the time that they've booked in, as opposed to just the constant chasing up whenever time suits you.
We still used to run a lot of send message ads, and it was DM for more info or DM for a copy of our timetable, and it was wildly successful, and then definitely slowed up towards the end. But even with that, right, we get a ton of DMs. But I remember, like, as we were growing our fitness businesses, we'd have this conversation like, hey, Mitch, I'm off the inbox tonight. Can you handle it? And vice versa. But one of us was always in those DMs going back and forth, and it was classic. What's your timetable? Send the timetable. What's your goal? What have you tried previously? Let's book in a call. We'd book in a call from there, and then we just completely skipped all those DMs straight to booking in a call.
Yeah. And at the time, like, it did work well. Like, we grew our fitness businesses off that strategy.
Yeah.
But I think a lot's changed just with technology in the market and everything now.
Well, better than good, mate. Like, we had 3 locations, and it was like 908 members across those 3 locations. And it was all like DM timetable, and we'll send you a copy of that timetable. But times have changed. Times have changed. If we did that today, we'll get crickets.
What's that?
If we did that today, we'll get crickets. Absolute crickets.
Yeah. Well, the whole algorithm's changed and how Facebook ads work and everything. But I guess what we want to go into a little bit more today is just the need and the option for people that are seeing your ads to be able to book a call into your calendar. And we talk a lot about this, where it changes the whole perception that you are calling them at a time that they've booked in for. You are no longer chasing up that lead, even though there is an element of following up leads, of course. But if they've booked in a time with you in your availability into your calendar and you're calling them at said time, it says something about just the nature of that relationship from the start.
Yeah.
And we speak a lot about that. And you are simply, they have requested a call and booked a time, and then you're calling them. So it's almost like from the get-go, you're doing them a favor. They booked in, you call them, and changes the whole nature of what that dynamic is.
So lead generation form on the last page, lead form, everyone uses it. Wait, there's one more step. If you want to be prioritized, please choose the time below. We actually add in a review under that. And they click book now, they go to a calendar page, and they can schedule a call. What I drastically underestimated, foolishly, is one of us was always available at all times. So what that means would be Mitch was either in the gym, I was outside, or vice versa. So when someone would become a lead, they could book in a call. They'd have the option to schedule whatever time suited them because one of us was free. We worked with a gym owner in WA, hundreds of leads, and one person booked in, and we have a 39% booking, like, lead to booking rate. Like, that is not possible. How is that? Like, what is going on here? I said, show us your calendar. He brought it up, and he had one slot available, and it was taken. It was 7:30 Monday morning. And the reason being is he was in the gym all the time. And that, like, I guess if we were to, like, argue against the book or call funnel, it'd be like, you need to have availability in the calendar to make it work, which is why I think Done For You has been unbelievably successful, because we've got availability in our calendars from 7 a.m. Eastern to 9 p.m. Eastern, which is, like, think about that. The
14
person who
hours.
becomes a lead can book in a call every 10 minutes across that entire time block.
The best ability is availability.
100%.
And we did overlook that. And I still remember we used to have 9 a.m. till 7 p.m. And I remember it was a bit of a decision that we would change it to 5 p.m. on Friday. We got a few late calls that no-showed us or stuffed up our dinner plans. So we're like, okay, we're going to reduce that to 5 p.m., which I think was okay. But it's a big problem that we do see with the owners we work with because they are wearing all the hats. They're running sessions. They're doing other things within the business. Plus, they want to have balance with family life and everything else. But they just don't have enough hours or enough time in the day to be able to accept calls.
Yeah.
So you need to have some decent availability to make
We've
this
also
work.
seen it too, like if you have limited availability and you force someone to book at a time that doesn't suit them, they're also more likely to no-show. So like, I cannot stress this enough. Like you need to have availability in the calendar. And if you don't, and you are wearing all the hats and you're in between, like that is where it becomes a lot more difficult to grow your gym. And I find people get stuck at that 60 to 80 member mark where they are wearing all the hats and they want to grow and they want people to book in calls, but they haven't got availability. And it's fucking tough. Like it really is.
Yeah. Yeah, you get caught because you need to be doing other things, but also you need availability. So I think that the happy middle ground for those people is just to pick time each day. Like if it is that you're doing work from 9 till 6, and if you're not running sessions, you're available.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you got to go to the doctor or take your kid somewhere, like block it out, but you need to have some decent availability because to your point, if you've only got 4 till 6 each day, you might get leads book in at 4:30 because there's no time in the mornings to book, and then you wonder why they don't show up to the call, but they've just booked a time that they could
Yeah.
with no real plan or thinking ahead of like, oh, I'm probably going to be at work at that time,
Yeah.
and then wonder why their no-show rate's high.
We've taken it one step further. And once someone books in a phone call, we redirect them to a thank you page, or we call it a transfer request page, something I learned from a few of my good mentors. And on that page is a video saying, thanks for booking a call. Myself or my teammate will call you at our chosen appointment time. Below this video is more information about our program. How can we get started? The amount of times I say that on a sales call, mate. And then
Roll it off your tongue.
under that video, we have what the program actually includes, and then we have FAQs. So frequently asked questions. And quite often I hear like, leads opt in, I call them within the first minute and they don't pick up or don't remember me. What we want to create in this funnel is sunk cost. Come a lead, book in a call, watch a video, read more about your program, read the FAQs, and they are excited for the call as opposed to like opting into the next gym ad that they see.
It's a conversation I have all the time talking about lead quality, and we've spoke about it on here before. And when you are trying to warm up the audience or when you are trying to improve that lead quality, it's better done after they opt in.
100%.
We feel as though letting through, as long as they live in the area, you're not going to have people out of the area or outside of ages that you want. But as long as they live in the area, they're of the ages you want, they opt in, and even if they are poor quality lead, then it is your job through your funnel that you have in the process, the sales process you have to warm them up between the time that they opt
They're
in.
not a poor quality lead. They don't trust you. They don't know you.
They don't know anything.
Why would they show up?
And then that's where if you can nurture them and warm them up and you can have some videos, you can have some other information, you can have some reviews or whatever it is between that time they opt in, between that and the call, or if you are trying to book a call, you're providing more information about the program, and that can turn that poor quality lead into someone better once they have a bit more of an understanding. But it comes back to the ad. In that initial ad, you're not trying to educate the consumer or show anything too much there. You're wanting just to generate interest, and then you have a funnel to be able to warm them up.
We work with a lot of boxing gyms, a lot of combat sports gyms, and jiu-jitsu is a great one. People kind of know what it is, but they don't really know. So imagine in a jiu-jitsu ad, if you're talking about gi versus no gi, you don't even know what that is.
Oh, I do now, but
But the idea
year
would
ago, I
be is
didn't.
they opt in, they book in a call, they go to a thank you page. On the video, thanks for booking a call, under the information, there's FAQs about what is a gi, what is not a gi. One of the things about jiu-jitsu is, well, what if I don't have any knowledge of the sport? What if I don't understand the terminology of a sport? Full mount, side control, and the idea that you would put that in the ad, it'll just confuse people, and confuse people don't take the next step.
Yeah. So there's always a clear distinction between the ad and then the funnel. And that's where we've continued to, we feel like, really improve the funnel and think we will continue to improve it.
100%. Like, it is the biggest lever you can pull. And this goes for online coaches too. Said at nausea, work for a great online fitness brand, and their funnel was an absolute masterpiece. And what the leads would receive before the phone call, they were already sold, right? And we've added in, they get a message straight to a landing page saying, hey, watch this video. We have all the information on that page, but then we have additional text leading up to the phone call, sending snippets of that landing page. One's a video, one is of what the program includes, one is the FAQs, and one is the program bonuses.
Because that nurture sequence is a combination of warming up the lead and then reminding them of the call.
100%. Sorry, as opposed to just reminding them, which can be kind of annoying. Hey, please check this.
Yeah, which is what our funnel was initially.
Actually, you changed something recently, didn't you? This is going to be stolen once people hear it.
Might keep it to ourselves.
No, we won't keep it to ourselves. So you have a text that's like 87 minutes before the phone call, and it's a recipe book, isn't it? Something like that. I know you created it. Run me through that.
Yeah, so it was actually me and Bryce spoke about this. It's like 83 minutes before the call, and the idea is, and it doesn't look like it's an automation, and it might not even be 87. I think this might be a bit more like 20 something minutes, and it's something like, hey, I've just sent this to one of our clients, thought you might be interested as well. Here it is. Chat to you soon.
And it's like a high protein recipe book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the idea is that you're just giving them something for free before they've even hopped on a call with you, and more likely than to jump on said call. So that's just a little tactic within that. But the whole nurture sequence is a combination of building trust, building credibility, warming up that lead, reminding them of the time of the call, and feel like that every piece of contact should be a reminder, the call is at said time, and then also giving them some information as well. But there's a fine line between doing too much, which we've spoke about a lot, because if you're sending them 5 messages in 24 hours before a call, like, they're just thinking, shit, just like, what's the hell? Like, why are they texting me so much? But so there is a fine line, and we feel like we've got a good balance of it now. Yeah, but like you said, like, we are always looking at it and trying to improve it and optimize it, because it just makes such a difference.
Well, we recorded the studio tour at Cardiff the other day, and we're looking at potentially putting that across all of our Done For You accounts. We haven't tested it yet. But the idea would be, is like, one of the objections that we get is like, hey, can I come check out the studio first? And in conjunction with that thank you page video and what your program includes, the bonuses, the FAQs, would be like, hey, before the phone call, watch this quick video just giving you a rundown of our tour. And you've been doing it too with some of our other clients, where we send payment links and talk about like paying through a link, not even a person, to build trust.
Yeah. Well, I think that comes after the call. That's the ongoing sequence. But it's the idea with anything before a call is trying to pre-handle objections as well. So if you're showing them a tour of the gym, they really can't come back and say, can I have a look at the gym? It's like, oh, you've already seen it. Here, I sent you that video. Like, it's just this open space. It's nothing really to look at. That's why we sent you that. And that's where sending them like frequently asked questions and things, it's like, well, if in their mind they're thinking, shit, I haven't done exercise in like a year, like, I'm going to feel so out of place, I don't know anything, all the things that we feel like people are thinking before they start. And if they get a landing page before that talks about that and says, hey, what happens if I'm a beginner? And then we say, most people are beginners. It's totally fine. If you haven't exercised in forever, we make sure we meet you where you're at.
What if I have an injury?
And we address that. So if you have an injury, it's completely normal. Most people that start have some sort of joint pain or some sort of injury. And if you do, we'll work around it.
What if I can't keep up in sessions?
If you can't keep up in sessions, we'll make sure that you are able to take a break as needed. We'll customize the workout as needed within the group environment to make sure you get a good experience.
Can't believe we have calls that show up.
Well, that it all helps. And maybe maybe it is, we don't know the percentage, of course, but there might be 1 in 10 people, 1 in 20 people that really resonate with that. But then not only do they attend the call, but then they're more likely to sign up, because they've already read that, they've already got that in their mind, and then the salesperson's just going through their process, and it makes their job a lot easier as well.
One of the most important things for me, remember when I was selling, like, just you have to send the timetable before. So a long time before automation, I was manually texting leads, manually calling leads. And the last thing I sent before that phone call was a copy of the timetable. It's like, hey, before our call, please check out the timetable. Because if you're on the call, there is nothing worse than going through someone's life schedule, making sure they can come 2 to 4 times a week. And even our guys that also sometimes too are like they're just navigating for minutes and minutes and minutes when those 3 sessions can occur, and just removes that person out of the emotional buying pocket completely into logistics. And then when they say at the end, I need to think about the timetable, it's fucking reasonable. It's a reasonable thing to say.
You need to make note that you don't have 6 p.m. on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to handle those logistics stuff early on, and something like a timetable address is one thing. Like this sounds stupid. Like people need to know where you are, so they don't need it. They don't get on the call. Oh, where are you? Like,
Yeah, where do you park?
So trying to, like I said, pre-handle as much of that as you can before they even jump on the phone. We don't talk about price before the call. We feel like that's something best left until you're having that conversation. But all those logistical things, and then you really just start talking about what they want, what their goals are, what their experience are, and then obviously pitching your program.
So to put it simply, the nurture sequence is designed to build trust, to create value, to show exactly who you are, while at the same time limiting logistical objections or overcoming some of their fears of starting somewhere new. And if you do those two things, a very average salesperson can get people over the line.
You're trying to increase your call percentage. Like you get a lead, they're more likely to want to talk more if you send them more information. Just seeing that ad often isn't enough. That generates interest enough for them to leave their details.
Yeah.
And as Kobe Bryant said, job finished, job not finished.
Yeah.
You need to continue to warm them up and provide that information so they are wanting to have a conversation about the program and find out more. And then, like Jayme said, if the sales process is sound, it's going to be a lot easier if they've already received a lot of that.
And we will continue to add to it too. Like you can add video testimonials, video reviews, even that, right? If you think about like, well, what testimonials would you send them before the call? I had a picture of a member. So when I sent a picture of the timetable, there was a picture of a member who's just done 200 sessions, and it was like the most normal over 40s women you'd ever see in your life, just to make that person feel comfortable. Oh, like this lady's done 200 sessions. Like I like she looks like me. Like I can do this too.
Yeah, there's a lot you can do. So we're always looking at that because we're trying to get as many book calls and conversations that we can.
Yeah. Now, they don't book calls. There is a combination of calls, texts, and emails that we use to follow up. For me personally, mate, I've actually always found text more effective than calls. Maybe a few years ago, calls are more effective, but I think just pickup rates are getting lower and lower and lower. And every gym owner I talk to, I call these and I pick up. And then I ask them, like, well, like, do you answer numbers that you don't know? Like, oh, no.
The world's going that way. Like 10 years ago, it was different. You would call a business for information. They would call you back. And obviously, we want to have that sales call because you are having. We feel like that's the best way to convey value and talk about their problems and everything like that. But in terms of calling random numbers or calling people and people answering random numbers, it just doesn't happen like as much as it used to.
And even when I used to outbound, I used to book on a call. So, for example, a triage call, they pick up, like, hey, like, just Jayme from Breakthrough, just are you free later on for a chat at a time between 4 and 5? Yeah, cool, 5 p.m. sounds great. Call me then. Because I want to send them that pre-call nurture things to make my job easier for that sales call. Because even if you outbound them, they pick up at the wrong time. They might be driving, they might be at their kids' sport, like they might be at the doctors, they're busy. Like far too often I'd get like just stalls. Like I haven't got my card, I'm out and about, and I'm walking, and just I always found it better to move people into a time where it was like an agreed upon time to talk.
Yeah, and then you've had the ability for them to go through your funnel.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm a good salesperson, and I feel like that used to really help me. So if you if you don't consider yourself a great salesperson, you've done no training, like you don't feel comfortable asking car details over the phone, like that pre-nurture sequence just has such heavy lifting.
Need all the help you can get.
100%. So I guess one thing that we should mention, for the gym owners between that 60 and 80, right, that may not have availability in their calendar, the most important thing you can have in your business is one automation. And there's an initial text message that goes out to a lead. And the message will say, hi, contact first name. It's Jayme from Breakthrough Active. I saw you requesting information about our contact promotional offer. Are you free for a chat this morning or this afternoon? They often reply afternoon. And then from there, you can say, yeah, I've got time between. Yep, 5 p.m. is good. Cool. I'll chat to you then.
Because there's one thing to not have availability, but there's also not to not have time to follow up leads when they come in, and that's
100%.
what was killing us back in the day. We
Yeah.
were madmen replying to leads when they came through.
The truth is, I got married November 9 last year, and I almost didn't get married because I was in bed replying to leads, like no fooling. Like I'd be 9:30, and I was like, "What are you doing?" Like 5 minutes. I got to contact Melon, and it is the reality of being a fitness business owner, because the amount of bookings that I'd make at night after 9 p.m. or first thing in the morning, or I was at lunch with you and you don't straight into it. Like, you have to do it.
Yeah, that automation saved us all that time, and obviously all the anguish that our partners felt from doing it so much.
Because even if you don't reply to that first message straight away, at least they've got a message from you, so you can reply to them after your session block or after you're with your family, and they're kind of expecting it, as opposed to just outbound rates are getting lower and lower and lower.
Yeah, and it's crazy, but if you do give it a couple of hours or 6 hours or 12 hours or a day, they may just forget, or maybe they've opted in somewhere else and they've got back to them.
Yeah.
Speed really does kill, and it doesn't have to be a call, but I feel like just making contact is super important.
Yeah. So often, like, I hear, like when I review calls, I opted in for this ad and you guys were the first to contact me. Cool.
That's a win right there. And then maybe you're just first to do it. And again, best ability is availability.
Yeah. And then we go back to just like the importance of the actual nurturing itself, which is like, if they don't book in a phone call, they should be getting a series of calls, a series of texts, a series of emails. And the text and emails is like, hey, are you free for a call? Hey, are you free for a call? Hey, are you free for a call? You can send them valuable information along the way. We have a 6-week nurture sequence of emails that we've written for all of our done for you clients, where if they don't pick up the phone, they don't book in a call, they don't respond to a text message, we email them for 6 weeks just valuable content. Think like alcohol and fitness, sleep, nutrition, and then every fortnight they get an initial text saying, hey, contact first name, just Jayme here reaching out, we've got an upcoming challenge. If you're interested, reply yes, please. So they've just gotten all that value, and then that additional text, like, it just never let a lead get away.
That's where that automation software is so great, because like you build it once and then it just all happens.
Done forever. So I guess, like, since working with gym owners, working with Done For You, has anything really changed your mind about lead nurture? Is there anything that we overlooked or just underestimated?
Yep. We always have found for our business, and for some, like we notice that our booking rate's high, and no amount of lead nurture, no amount of landing pages can outdo a shitty brand. If you've got a bad reputation in town, if your social media looks like dog shit, if you're renowned for something bad, whatever it may be, then just because you've got a spiffy looking landing page and you get back to them quickly, it's not going to outdo that. So our lead to sale ratio is always very good, and we obviously won't name any, but we can name Punch Love, that which we went and saw last week. They've got a great lead to sale ratio, which we spoke about in depth on our vlog, and that is helped by the lead nurture sequence. Yeah. But I think just to strip it all back, like we have the exact same nurture sequence for all of them. Some of them do really well, some of them don't do well.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and if
I don't want to say they don't do well, it's just they don't do as well. And it's like, well, what's the difference?
If you don't put yourself in the consumer's shoe, ad pops up, click learn more, get to the last page of the lead form, wait, there's one more step to be prioritized, booking a call. At that point, they can go check out your Facebook business page, they can go check out your website, they can go to your Instagram, and based off what they see, they'll then choose either to book in a call or not. There's a gym owner that we work with when we first started with Fitness Business Owner. You remember this. We're running a campaign for him. And the last picture that was in the gym was a picture of him and his mate, and they were wearing balaclavas. And he had a really low booking rate. And it was a joke. It was a joke with his friends and his members. But it's just unappropriate to be on the. It's just inappropriate, right? So, like, geez, everything matters.
Well, I'm a number man. You're a number man, and it's like if we have a booking rate that's twice as good as somewhere else, and every other variable is the same ads, same audience, same budget, same images, same everything,
same sales team,
same everything, Like, why is it that one's twice as good as the other one? And it's because people do some
Some are
homework. They
10 times as good.
but even as basic, like if it's twice as good, why is that? It's because, like Jayme said, they go and do a bit of sticky peeking, and they think, shit, guy in a balaclava. Oh, I don't want to be part of that. You know, it looks scary. I'm not going to attend that call. As opposed to if the most recent post was a friendly looking post of the group or of one person or whatever it may be that is appealing to them, and then you start getting them wanting to take part in the call as opposed to turning them away. So I think that whole branding element, and not that you need to be like posting every day and have like really top notch content or anything. It just needs to be, you need to be current. You need to be posting a few times a week, and it needs to look appealing for people who are wanting to check it out. I think a lot of the time people will make their social media for their members, and even then, like you'll see, I see sometimes there's like in jokes and there's clicks, and they're talking about something funny that happened in the workout, and like that's great for the members. But if anything,
put that in your members group.
that can turn people off too. Like, oh, that gym looks clicky. You don't want to be part of somewhere where they've got all these in jokes and you're on the outer. So there's, like you said, everything does matter, and I think just reminding yourself that it is a public forum. There's private groups for that sort of stuff, but publicly you want to be somewhere that people can visit and envision themselves wanting to go.
I think what people forget about digital marketing is your ads are getting in front of so many people. $20 to get in front of 1,000 people. We're talking about that we need 5 people to resonate with the ad. 5 people. And then like the other 995 didn't book for a reason. So like what turned them off? And it's just keeping in mind like, well, who are you really going after? Who are you targeting? And yeah, every single post in social media should be almost like trying to like dispel a myth about like why this place is too scary, why I couldn't get started, why they enjoy it, members overcoming things. And yeah, as you said, keep all the in-jokes in the members group.
Yeah, it depends who you're marketing to. I mean, like we're obviously, a lot of our marketing goes towards people who aren't exercising. So we discourage people having photos of people without their shirts on and lying on the floor looking like they're half dead after a hard workout.
Pookie bucket.
Yeah, pookie bucket. That might be good if you are going after top level CrossFit athletes or ex rugby league players or something. But for the most part, we don't find that those type of people really opt into ads.
It's never been harder to go after like a top level person. I use this example all the time. Like if you're a bodybuilder and there's a bodybuilding gym in your area, would you reach out to that coach or would you do Chris Bumstead's program?
That's a good point.
Would you go to your local, if you wanted really specific strength and conditioning program, would you go to a strength and conditioning gym or would you reach out to one of the best people in the world and do their program?
Well, and I'll take it a step further, because you may want to go to that bodybuilding gym, but you are probably going to seek them out if you are a serious bodybuilder. You don't need to get notified about that, about seeing an ad. So it exists. You're obviously a motivated, disciplined person. You would reach out and say, "Hey, can I do a trial, or what are your prices, or whatever?" That would be an absolute organic inquiry. They're not the people that opt into ads. No. So every owner, not every owner, a lot of owners, they are wanting those more serious people, and I get it. Like, it would be great to have all these people coming in your gym who move well, train well, disciplined, motivated, happy to pay your price. It's just it's a dreamland.
And talk about lead nurture. I guess like if we sum up the episode, it would be like, number 1, availability in the calendar. Number 2, speed to lead via text and call. If you don't have availability, automation definitely helps. Number 3, have a redirection after the call to a website, to a landing page to Google reviews to build trust. And then be mindful of what is on your website. Be mindful of what is on your social media, what could potentially turn away a new client.
Everything matters.
Everything matters. Cool, guys. Appreciate your time. Please like, share, subscribe with a friend. And part 4, what's part 4 going to be? I'm not sure.
The sale, wouldn't it?
The sale. So with we're going to actually do the full script breakdown. I've decided. So part 4 will be a sales role play.
That'll be fun.
Part 4 will be the actual break. We'll read out the script, and part 5 might be a role play. Cool, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely day.
Bye, guys.